I've kind of known this was an issue for probably a year now.
Silver ladder, take a couple steps down the silver ladder.
We're talking about changing kind of a little bit of our identity, a little late in the game too. Really tight.
Aloha from Hawaii. Welcome back, you beautiful people, to the wonderful island of Oahu. Okay, all right. We gotta talk about something, you guys. We gotta talk about something very, very serious today.
We made it!
Our channel name, my channel name. You know, a lot has changed in 3 years. Back in 2014, John and I achieved our dream and we bought our first house. And that was amazing. Like, that was everything for us. But after that, we kind of ended up in this slouch almost, like, you know, now it was just trips to Home Depot and felt like we were just in this rat race with no real goals. And so in 2018, John and I decided to sell our house and begin what we really wanted to do since we were kids, which was live a much more adventurous life that involved us moving around and seeing the world. That's when I started YouTube.
This is my camera! Look at there! It's my big father!
There's a bug right there.
This was gonna be about an alternative lifestyle to the American dream.
You gotta go and smash your sister off this thing.
Now, originally when we started, we got an RV, and of course, like, the goal was to just slowly move, not like a lot of RVers do, where they're every week they're in a new location and they're traveling 500 miles between those locations. We really just wanted to, like, you know, spend a year in one spot, move, spend a year in another spot, and see if we could do that. Well, that plan went sideways real fast. The point of this channel changed into more about family and everything else that goes along with it. Adventure, travel. That alternative American dream was traveling slowly in an RV, and it failed. Not because we couldn't have done it, but John also needed to follow his dreams because, you know, just going back to the American dream, right? Part of the American dream is working hard. But we couldn't just live through travel and fun. We had to do something more than that. Life is more than just fun. The hustle. John has to have his own hustle. So while it suited me to travel slowly, you know, 6 months over here, 6 months over there in an RV, that left John going from part-time seasonal job to part-time seasonal job. And John was just not feeling fulfilled from that. And I don't blame him. Like, thinking about it, John really wanted to go back in the military, and that's when we decided that, you know what, this has always been more about the pursuit. And John doing the military thing, that's his pursuit. Those are his dreams. And together as a family, I mean, who could complain? Here we are in Hawaii, right? Maybe we'll end up in some hellhole in a couple years, but you gotta rock it while you can. And when I started this channel, I was tired of people telling me that the American dream was dead. You know, it's just evolved. So some of you may think that we've given up on the American dream. No. To me, if you don't believe in the American dream and you're American, that's pretty much like saying you don't believe in yourself. You know, at least in America, the only thing between you and your dreams is really just yourself, maybe a bit of luck. It's not a guaranteed thing. But if you fail, then you come up with something else you want to dream. Or if you achieve it, then the dream continues, right? It's not a specific dream. It's not just a white picket fence. Although we do have a white picket fence. It's not just a house or even a van, you know, for the van lifers out there. It's what that dream represents. It's the ability to achieve that dream, the ability to pursue that dream. And in a sense, it's no longer necessarily about the destination. It's about the journey, the pursuit along the way. We achieved it at one point, right? We had a house. It was the most amazing thing ever. We bought it back in 2014 and we just moved on. As we've started this YouTube channel and, going along, it's really evolved and helped my understanding of what that actually means.
Totally getting philosophical.
A long-term goal that can transcend into the next generation and not be hindered by anything other than your own skills or resilience. But I don't want this channel to be about politics, right? I don't want this to be a lesson about the American dream and having this dialogue every single day. And so this went from a channel about, the alternative lifestyles that you could have in America to, a family channel and adventuring and exploring. And maybe I'm gonna humble myself a little bit, but the American dream is a lot bigger than just this channel, just us, right? This is just simply our pursuit, our journey, and it's not just gonna be in America. It's gonna hopefully be across the world and raising our girls. And, it is the journey. I don't know if we're ever going to achieve necessarily our American dream, but by God, we're gonna have a whole lot of fun along the way.
Alex, let her do it. Let her do it. All right, go for it, Haley.
Woo!
Haley!
Again, not because I don't believe the American dream still exists, but because it's more about the journey. If you look at our channel name and our logo, do you think of a family adventure channel? Probably not. That's probably not the first thing that comes to mind. And maybe for those of you watching this, maybe you guys have been with us for a while, so you kind of like, well, yeah, we do. But, if I were to call this channel The Pursuit of American Values, would you guys think this is a family channel?
For immigrants leaving Europe for the New World, the passage across the Atlantic was the first of many adventures.
No. So we want to be able to be identified by people and help get discovered, because I kind of would like this channel to be successful. Been debating what that name would be. Obviously can't do the family pursuit. So I'm going to come up with 4 options. Please vote on this. Give me your opinion. Overall, it'll be my decision. But if enough people vote, I may actually choose the one that, is the popular majority. All right, so here we go. So we got Wiggy's Pursuit, Wiggy's Family Pursuit. We can, I guess, keep the pursuit of the American dream, but I'm really kind of past that now. I thought about trying to keep the pursuit, just the pursuit. I want to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Please share thoughts on this. Does this make sense? I don't want to lose you guys in this transition. I've worked really hard to build this relationship with you guys. I don't want anyone panicking and abandoning ship. When I told my dad this, he was so mad. Brand is really important, and I know I'm kind of coming at this a little late in the game. I probably should have done this a whole year ago, you guys. I really want to grow this channel. I'm not gonna lie, I really want this to be successful. That is one of my dreams. And if I'm turning people away because they don't understand in a quick glance what this channel is about, that's a problem. And I need to fix that problem, and better late than never, I guess. And sometimes you have to admit when you made a mistake and move on.
I have now been at, give or take, 2,000 subscribers for over a year now with no real solid growth. And I think that's crazy. I don't think I put out bad videos. I think I put out pretty decent videos considering the world of YouTube. Maybe the market's flooded, maybe a lot of things. But I think brand has to be really the top of your list when looking at some of these. All right, so scratch that.
week later, I was all set to publish that video to give you guys the choice and talk it through which one of those three you guys liked. And John's like, I don't like any of those. I'm like, well, we gotta change something. And John did not want to change it. John really likes the pursuit of the American dream. And I'm like, we can't sound like we're...
That it is in their choice and depends upon their conduct.
We're kind of having a almost like a midlife crisis on live on TV.
You know, we gotta show what we are and, you know, want to build this channel, right? So I'm like talking it with him, and I'm like, well, we're always been the Pursuit, and yeah, there's a lot of people out there that call themselves the Pursuit, but we've always been the Pursuit, and you know what, we're just gonna do it. This is now going forward going to be known as the Pursuit, and eventually, like, we'll probably change our logo too, but I'll do that in stages, so just so I don't want to lose you guys who've been with us since the beginning. And I hope that you guys understand the reasoning that we are putting into this, and that I'm not just winging this. I've been thinking about this for probably a year. I probably should have done it a year ago, and I just dragged my feet about it. Indecisiveness, you gotta deal with it. So hopefully you guys understand this. I'm out here walking my dogs again. We're out here again doing another walk on this base. And yes, so going forward, people, the Pursuit. We are going to showcase the journey that we are all on, and I'm sure you guys can relate. Back to normal adventures. See you in the next episode.